QuickBooks is not a financial strategy, and having a bookkeeper does not automatically mean you understand your business. That's a huge difference. I'm Josh Savage, founder of Savage Financials. I help installation contractors stop guessing where the money is going by giving them clear visibility into cash flow, job profitability, payroll pressure, and profit leaks. A few years ago, I worked with a contractor on the East Coast who builds sheds and attached garages. Unlike a lot of contractors, his books were actually in pretty good shape. Receipts were organized, invoices were tracked, contracts were documented, transactions were categorized correctly. The first time we spoke, he confidently and proudly told me his profit margin was around 35%. The reason he came to me wasn't because he thought his bookkeeping was broken. Margins looked good. The business appeared to be doing well. He couldn't understand why he was doing more jobs, the business was growing, and he wasn't able to make the same owner draw as his wife was used to, as he put it. From his perspective, none of it made sense. He kept asking the same question: how can I be making more revenue, have good margins, seemingly be more profitable, and somehow have less cash? The answer wasn't in his bookkeeping. His bookkeeping was actually accurate. The problem was that he was looking at profit and assuming profit meant cash. To help win jobs and grow the business, he gradually started extending payment terms for customers. He assumed that the additional revenue would make up for the longer collection timelines and everything would eventually catch up. Well, everything did catch up, just not in a positive way. The problem was that every time he extended payment terms, he was effectively financing the job himself. He might not collect from the customers for 60 or 90 days, but payroll was due in a week. Suppliers wanted to be paid this month. And subcontractors weren't interested in waiting for his customers to send a check. The business was paying labor, materials, subcontractors, and overhead much faster than it was collecting from customers. On paper, the jobs looked profitable. In reality, cash was leaving the business long before it was coming back. The solution wasn't changing the bookkeeping. The solution was creating visibility. We built a job underwriting tool. Notice I said underwriting, not bidding or pricing. The purpose wasn't just to figure out whether a job was profitable. It was to understand how that job would impact cash flow over time. Every job had timelines attached to it. Every major inflow and outflow had a timeline attached to it. From there, we aggregated all the jobs into company-wide cash flow forecasts. For the first time, he could see exactly why the business felt cash poor despite showing healthy profits. We were then able to rework company payment terms and identify cash flow issues months before they became emergencies. Nothing changed about the bookkeeping. The bookkeeping was doing its job. What changed was he finally had visibility into what was coming next instead of only seeing what had already happened. Here's the lesson. Bookkeeping wasn't wrong. The bookkeeping was doing exactly what it was supposed to do. The problem was that he was asking questions it wasn't designed to answer. Bookkeeping tells you what happened. Financial clarity helps you decide what to do next. His books could tell him his profit margin. They could tell him his revenue. They could tell him what happened last month. What they couldn't tell him was why cash was getting tighter. They couldn't tell him that extending customer payment terms was creating a future cash flow problem. They couldn't tell him what was going to happen 3 months from now if nothing changed. That's the difference. Your books might show revenue, but do they show which jobs are creating cash flow pressure? Your reports might show expenses, but do they explain why payroll feels tight before payroll is actually due? Your software might track invoices, but does it help you see which customers are slowing down cash collection? Having a bookkeeper is good, but if you're still guessing, you're missing visibility. And visibility is what allows you to make better decisions before the problem shows up in your bank account. The goal isn't better bookkeeping. The goal is understanding what's coming next. Watch the next video if you've ever thought, I can't afford another expense right now, because that objection makes sense. But it also might be hiding the real cost of the mess. Or book a call here at savagefinancials.com.